Good evening, world. Sorry, good afternoon. It's 4:59 p.m. I just came back from work like 10 minutes ago. Today I ended it. I closed at like 4:20. It was busy today. We had like 200 customers. Yeah. The manager left me alone in the restaurant. I had to mop the bathroom and I had to take out all the garbage. I keep telling you this, man. The fucking line guys and all those guys are lazy people, man. Fucking lazy. Nobody can even take out one garbage on the way out. Can't even help me out a little bit. Like, Ivan, the manager could have mopped the whole restaurant. He made me mop the rest. He's like, help me mop it, Ivan, when he could mop it himself. Obviously, he's the exception because he's the boss, obviously, but he could have mopped it. And he always makes me mop it, obviously. The other guy, who's a hardworking guy, at least he helped me out. He mopped the kitchen. He did the kitchen, obviously. I didn't have to do the kitchen, but I had to take out all the garbages and all the boxes after I mopped the restaurant. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of freaking work, man. Yeah, man. It was a lot of work, yeah. But I'm off tomorrow. So I'm happy I don't have work tomorrow. I'm off. And I work Sunday with Anthony right now. I mopped the restaurant, yeah. Not the whole restaurant. I only mopped like the front area and then the washroom, the bathroom area. The washroom in Canada, bathroom in the States, right? All you guys in Canada, you know what washroom means. In the States, you guys don't know what it means. In Canada, we say bathroom or we say washroom. But in the States, they don't say washroom. Because I remember when I went I told you this story. I went to New York when I went to my audition for my acting, obviously, right? And I remember I went to McDonald's, and it was so weird. I'm like, it's so weird seeing all these Americans. Yeah, because I'm Canadian, right? It's weird. It was really weird seeing the Americans in New York. I remember I remember I arrived to New York around I took the bus. I took the Greyhound bus. You guys all know Greyhound, right? Greyhound is an American and Canadian company. It's an American and Canadian company. I took the Greyhound bus because I couldn't afford to fly there. The bus was cheap. It only cost me like $70 for a bus ride there and back. Um, did you get lost, Ivan? No, I didn't get lost. I did not get lost because I had all the instructions written for me, so I didn't get lost. I took the bus from Ottawa, then we the bus stopped at Montreal. And I had to wait like an hour for my ride up in Montreal. And then I took a bus to New York, from Montreal to New York, and that was it's about a 12-hour bus ride from Ottawa to New York. It's a long bus ride, and I arrived in New York early in the morning. Obviously, because I was poor, I couldn't afford to stay at a hotel. So what I did was I arrived to New York on the day of on that very day of the audition. So when I went to New York, I slept a little bit on the bus, but I was very tired. Obviously, no sleep. I couldn't afford to stay in a hotel because I only got paid like $600, so I had to go to the bathroom and I bought my own soap, my own bar soap, and I went in the bathroom and I had to clean my body. I cleaned my body. I had my deodorant. I brushed my teeth in the bathroom. Yeah, but it was really gross because the bathrooms in New York, they're very very filthy. And that's why I keep telling you, the States is not like Canada, man. I remember when I went to New York. Don't hate me, Americans. I remember when I went to New York. I'll tell you my story. I went to New York, obviously, and you know what I'm saying. It was very weird because it's weird seeing the Americans. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And where I was, what area in New York were you? I don't know. I was in downtown New York, obviously, and I went to this diner and I had a bite to eat there first. I ate at the diner. I was hungry, so I had a bite to eat at the diner. obviously. I remember the lady who served me. She had a hardcore New York accent. You know what I'm saying? You know the hardcore Boston, New York accent. Yeah, she had a hardcore New York accent. She served me, obviously. I remember I saw these two chicks. They walked in. They were pretty hot. They were kind of giving me that stare. You know what I'm saying? This is why I didn't know I was God, obviously. And I hung out in New York, and then um, I was trying to find a bathroom to clean myself up. So I arrived in New York around 8 in the morning, and my audition was like at in the afternoon around like 1 o'clock. So I had to kill time all day, obviously, for my audition. What did you do, Ivan? I don't really remember. This is 8 years ago, but I remember I killed time. I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I had some donuts there. I chilled there, and then I was trying to find a bathroom to wash myself, and all the people, most of the places wouldn't let me use their bathroom. You have to be a paying customer to use our bathroom. To use our bathroom. You know what I'm saying? I remember I went to Tim Hortons. I forget where. I think I went to Subway. I went to Subway. I think. I'm like, can I use your bathroom, please? Yeah, you can use our bathroom. And I went to the bathroom. The toilet seat was full of shit and all this like shit, piss, everything was gross. Well, I mean full of shit. I mean it was full of like shit, piss, everything. Obviously, it was disgusting. Obviously, I remember when I went. People in New York are fucking rude. I remember when I went to McDonald's. I'm like, hey, can I use your washroom? The chick is like, what? She's like, washroom. I'm like, washroom. She's like, washroom? She's like, you mean bathroom? I'm like, yeah, bathroom, bathroom. I understand. I know what bathroom means. We say bathroom in Canada. She's like, yeah, you can use our bathroom. I use the fucking bathroom, obviously. I'm taking a piss. I think I took a dump. I'm taking a piss. And there's some guy, he's waiting. He starts knocking on the door. He's like, hello? Excuse me? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm in the washroom. Like, can't you wait? And he kept knocking on the door. I'm like, man, people in fucking New York are rude as fuck, man. Yeah. Obviously. Some Sarah? Yeah. The guy probably hated on me maybe because he knew I was white. Everyone there knew I was white, obviously. I didn't know I was white back then. It's crazy, huh? Everyone, the whole world knew I was white. Yeah, it's crazy, I'm saying. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that washroom was filthy, man. It was. I never seen a washroom that. I've seen some pretty dirty washrooms in Canada, but it's rare. In Canada, when you go to like the McDonald's and all that stuff, the washrooms are pretty clean. They're pretty clean, obviously. I went to fucking New York. The washrooms were filthy and dirty, man. I mean, you knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, Ivan's filthy. Yeah, and I've never seen a city that crowded before. I was shocked. I'm like, holy sh! It was midday and everyone was working. I saw the streets was like completely like crowded. Like, I'm like, I've never seen something like that before. It was so crowded, and there was traffic, hardcore traffic. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is crazy. I would never want to live here in New York. Yeah, this is not for me. And that was when I started to miss Canada. I miss my home Canada, man. The States is not Canada. Yeah, don't hate me, Americans. The States is not Canada. Don't hate me. You know what I'm saying. The States is better than Canada. If by better, what do you mean? Do you mean like in terms of like economically? Like the States does have the better stuff. Obviously, they have the big four sport leagues. They have Hollywood. Hollywood's in the States. Obviously, everything's in the States. But in terms of a place, where would you rather live? I'd rather live in Canada. It's much cleaner up here. And Reggie knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Don't hate me, Americans, I'm saying. Yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. Obviously. And the washroom was filthy. And even the sink was completely filthy. Yeah, it was gross, man. I'm like, man, I never seen a toilet this dirty. It's rare to see like Well, I mean, all the bathrooms were filthy. I mean, all the bathrooms I went to were filthy and dirty and disgusting, man. I'm like, man, this place is filthy, man. New York's a filthy place. Yeah. I saw a bunch of garbage on the streets, obviously. And the people in New York were rude, man. Whenever I asked a customer, hey, where's the bus station? He just ignored me. I'm like, these people are fucking rude. You know, fucking rude people. Yeah, they didn't like me, man. Yeah, maybe because I'm Canadian, I don't know. Or maybe because I'm white, right? Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. And I went to the audition. I didn't get the part, obviously, because there was a lockdown meeting. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I came all the way here. I fucking wasted my time coming. I actually thought I'd get the part. I'm watching to get the part because I saw my videos. I'm like, there's something very unique about me. I should get this role. I didn't get it. And I know why I didn't get it because the doors locked me. If the doors unlocked me, I would have got that part. It was a small indie movie. They were only willing to pay me a couple $1,000s, like a $5,000 paycheck or something like that, with feeding or something like that. Whenever I sat down in the room, I was in the room and there were a bunch of people there. I was in the room and there were a bunch of people there auditioning. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, next. I didn't get the part. And then my bus didn't come. My bus did not come until 8 in the morning, until 8 o'clock. So what I did was I saw Ant-Man at the New York. What theater was it? I think it was AMC, the AMC theater in New York. I think. Yeah, I think I saw it at the AMC theater in downtown. I don't remember I think it was AMC. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. I think it was the AMC theater downtown New York. I saw Ant-Man there. It was really good, but I passed out through half the movie because I was very tired. I didn't sleep. I had like no sleep. I was like my eyes were like drooping. But I saw Ant-Man on theaters, obviously, and after that I had some money left, so I wanted to kill time. So I booked a bus tour in New York. But those people, like, we have bus tour tickets. We have bus tour tickets. Tour of New York. I'm like, sure, I might as well take a tour of New York. How much is it? Yeah, it's only like $15, $20. Like, I'll pay, and I paid for it. And it was like in 3 hours. So what I did was I went to like the Starbucks, and I bought myself a coffee. I just sat down on the. I sat down in Starbucks, and I was just looking at my phone all day, listening to music, looking at my phone, charging my phone. I had to kill time for 3 hours. And I sat there for like 2 hours, and I killed time. I took the bus tour, and they took me on a tour all around New York. That that was my best moment in New York, was taking that bus tour. I actually had a fun time taking that tour. I was sitting down on the bus. It was sad because everyone on the bus had they were all couples on the bus, right? Pretty much, right? Either couples or families, but most people on that bus were couples, and I sat alone. I was single. You know what I'm saying, you have a sad life. Yeah, I have a sad life. I was single, and I sat on the bus, and they gave us a tour of the whole city of New York. Obviously, I saw the Empire State Building. I saw the river. And I'm like, man, it's crowded. Yeah, man, it's fucking crowded in New York. I'm like, I would never want to live here, man. This is crazy. I would never want to live in America. I'm sorry, don't hate me, VJ. America is not for me. Hence why we're living in Canada. I don't want to live in your filthy fucking country, man. I don't want to live in America. America is not for me. Don't hate me, Americans, sometimes. It's not for me, sometimes. Yeah. No. America is not for me. Hence why I don't live in the States. It's not for me, man. Yeah, man. It's too crowded over there. Obviously. Why were you shocked by New York? Because Canada, you don't get something like that. It's not that, even like Toronto and Montreal is crowded, but it's not like New York, right? Obviously. One reason why I was shocked by New York, obviously, because I grew up in small towns my whole life. I lived in Hull, Quebec for 1 year. Hull, Quebec only has 100,000 people. It's not that crowded. And Elmer only has like 50,000 people living there. So compare 50,000 people to the 10 million, 9 million people living in New York. I never seen something that crowded before. It was crazy, yeah. and filthy, man. It was filthy. I've been to Albany. Albany was filthy. Buffalo was filthy. New York was filthy. I'm like, yeah, this place is crowded. It's filthy. I don't want to live here. I'll never want to live in America. I wouldn't mind living in America. America, it's not that bad, but it's not Canada, man. Like Canada is much cleaner. It's greener and cleaner environment. New York is filthy, man. It's not. It's America's not Canada, man. That's why I don't want to live in. I don't want to live in the States. So I'm going to talk about that. That's why we're not living in the States. The reason why I tell me, Ivan, we can start skyscrapers in Los Angeles. I'm like, no, I don't want to live. Los Angeles is even worse than New York because you have bums sleeping in tents. New York is more crowded than Los Angeles, but Los Angeles is even more filthy because you have bums sleeping in tents and all that stuff. Yeah. I'd probably rather live in New York over Los Angeles. Los Angeles is filthy, man. Fucking filthy over there, yeah. Yeah. The reason why I was really like I was really like wow when I went to New York was because I'm used to I live in Elmer, Quebec. And Elmer, Quebec is not crowded is not a crowded place. It's a small town. I grew up in a small town. I don't know what it's like to live in a big city. I lived in Montreal when I was a kid, but I didn't grow up there. I was there for like 3-4 years. When I was like 4 to 8 years old, I left. And I grew up in my teens and adult years in Elmer, Quebec, which is a small little town next to Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada, Sarah. Hence why I'm not used to seeing the big cities and all that stuff. Because I grew up, I'm used to the small town, Sarah. Yeah. Are you used to Ottawa? Um, I'm used to Ottawa, but I never lived in Ottawa before. If I lived in Ottawa, it'd be brand new to me because Ottawa is not like Elmer. Ottawa is a big city. It's like the third biggest city in Canada. Third or fourth biggest city in Canada. It's a pretty big city. Ottawa is pretty crowded for a Canadian city, obviously. Some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously. So I don't know. Is Ottawa a quiet city? No. Ottawa's pretty crowded, obviously, for Canadians. There's a million people living there. But Elmer is not crowded like Ottawa. Elmer is only 55,000 people living there. It's a small little town, obviously. One McDonald's, three Tim Hortons, one A&W's. Um, yeah. One theater, not anymore. The theater closed down because of COVID. You know what I'm saying? One library, three subways. That's it. It's a small town, man. Yeah. Elmer only has three subways. That's it. Two Tim Hortons, one McDonald's, two hotels, I think. Yeah, Elmer only has two hotels. No, Elmer only has one hotel. The Cartier, Chateau Cartier. That's it. Yeah, pretty much one of everything. Yeah, it's a small town. Beautiful, beautiful town too. Elmer's a beautiful place, man. Nice, beautiful houses here. It's a beautiful, quiet town. That's why I like Elmer a lot, obviously. But the only thing about Elmer, it's in Quebec and it's French. That's why I'm getting out of Elmer. I'm going to move to Vancouver, obviously. Vancouver is even more beautiful than Elmer, obviously. So, Sarah. I'm not going to start skyscrapers in Quebec. No, everyone in fucking Quebec speaks French, which is a little bit annoying when I always hear them speak French. C'est quoi ça? Oh, fucking Frenchie, shut up. Fucking Frenchie. Yeah. Anyways, I sidetracked there for 20 minutes. I'm going to talk about another topic now, okay? I thought it'd be cool to get that off my chest. The reason why I'm not living in America. It is fucking what? Crowded and filthy. I don't want to live there, man. Not Canada, Sarah. We're living in the Holy North region. We're not living in your filthy South. Don't hate me, I'm saying, yeah. There's a reason why Victoria Justice. Before I talk about I'll talk about Sky Source and I'll talk about the transfer talking in my third part. There's a reason why Victoria Justice was shocked when she came to Toronto. She said Toronto's very clean. And Toronto is the most crowded city in Canada. Think about this. Toronto is probably the most crowded city in Canada. Toronto is the most crowded city in Canada, and yet VJ said it was clean because when you compare Toronto to New York, you see a difference. It's much cleaner than New York. New York a lot of times is filthy. That's why VJ said it's very clean up here. Yeah, it's clean up. It's cleaner up here. It's very clean. Yeah, it's not. America is filthy. Canada is clean. Don't hate me. I'm saying yeah. But the reason why America is filthier than Canada because America has like 10 times the population of Canada. That's why it's filthier over there. The more people you have, the filthier your country will be, right? Yeah, don't hate me. I'm saying yeah. Higher crime rate, worse education system. Canada has a better education system than America, yes. America has higher crime rate, higher. I think America has like 25% unemployment rate. That's crazy. 25 to 30% unemployment rate. You don't get that in Canada. Yeah, it's crazy in the States. 25 plus trillion in debt. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Some Sarah? Yeah. That's my point. Yeah, man. Some Sarah? There's a reason why Peter Jackson's not living in the States, because he probably can't stand America. Yeah, I see your point, man. I've been to America. America's not for me. Yeah, man. That's why New Zealand's a beautiful place. That's why Peter is he loves he loves his hometown New Zealand obviously. New Zealand is home. He's one of those guys who just loves home. He can't leave home. Yeah, I'm one of those guys where I'm never gonna leave Canada. I'm always gonna live in Canada. Canada's my home. I was born here. I'm a born and raised Canadian. I was born here and I love my country. I love Canada, man. Free healthcare here. Guys, I don't pay a dime for medication. I don't pay a dime for dental. In America, you have to pay for that, man. You don't get free healthcare in America. Canada, you get free healthcare. In most cases, anyways, yeah, right. Obviously. And if you're not covered in Canada for what? For healthcare, it's not as expensive. Either way, it's not as expensive as the States. That's right. But most people in Canada are covered. Most jobs that you work at, they give you free healthcare in Canada, obviously. Some Sarah. Because I'm a for Quebec, I'm covered for dental and medical. I don't pay a dime for medication or dental. And if I do pay for medication, it's not like I have to pay like $1,800. No, I pay like 40, 50, 60, maybe $80. That's not that bad, right? But in most cases, most people are covered in Canada because Canada's where it's at. Yeah, man. Obviously. Sarah. That's why we're living in Canada, BJ. Don't hate me. BJ won't care where we live. I don't care where we live. As long as I'm with you, yeah. Would you ever live in Britain? No. 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 I would never live in England. England is not for me, man. Ivan, why? Because the English accent is really fucking annoying. Like, don't hate me, all you foreign English people in England, right? You know what I'm saying? The Englishmen in England, when they speak, I find it very annoying. It's very, very annoying. Just like I find the French, when people speak French a lot, it's annoying. When I hear them, when they speak, it's very annoying. I would never, I wouldn't mind, like, Europe is a place I love to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. I want to stay, I'd want to stay in North America, right? Canada is my home. I want to live here in Vancouver with VJ. Vancouver is a port city like New Orleans, right? It's right next to the Pacific Ocean. It's clean and beautiful. I showed you those pictures, VJ. It's a beautiful place. VJ will love Vancouver. I guarantee you, once VJ's lived in Canada for maybe 10 years, we do like the Great Escape with her unique. She's lived there for 10 plus years. So I'm gonna ask you, VJ, like you lived in America for like 30 years of your life. You lived in Canada 10 years of life. What country do you like better? VJ's like, I like Canada better. Yes, she'll tell me that, guaranteed. I'm telling you now, I'll make a prediction. Victoria Justice will tell me after living in Vancouver for like 10 years, I like Canada better. Why do you like Canada better, Ivan? It's much cleaner up here, Ivan. The people here are nicer. It's much cleaner up here, Ivan. It's more beautiful than the States. Yeah, Canada is a more beautiful country than the States. It's known as being a more beautiful country than the States. The States is just a more powerful country economically because there's a lot of stuff going on over there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, obviously. Some Sarah. So we'll live in Canada, VJ, Vancouver forever. Don't hate me. But like, if you want to visit a place in America or Europe, we'll visit those places. VJ's been to a lot of places around the world. We can visit all these countries in Europe and South America. I also want to go to South America too. I want to go to Brazil. Brazil, I heard, is beautiful. I want to go to the Amazon River, the Amazon forest in South America. Yeah, obviously. I also want to visit Africa. I want to visit Uganda. I want to visit all those some countries in Africa, Egypt, the Middle East. Yeah, obviously. Now I'll stop babbling on because I babbled on for like almost 30 minutes. I thought we'd go to talk about a little bit about the Canada versus States, right? Obviously, Biebs and Keanu Reeves don't know him, and Ryan Gosling and what they're all those guys are all they're all Canadians. Keanu Reeves is Canadian. Ryan Gosling is Canadian. Justin Bieber is Canadian. Drake is Canadian. Obviously, Hayden Christensen's Canadian. Stephen Amell's Canadian. They're all those guys are all Canadian boys. John Camp is Canadian. They all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. Yeah, even though I love America, Canada's is better than the States. Yeah, it's better than the States, son. Yeah. But the States does have more stuff, obviously. They have the better stuff. And it's a more powerful country, obviously. But in terms of beauty, Canada is a better country, is a cleaner and better country to live in. That's my point. That's why I don't. One reason why I don't want to live in the States is because I don't want to do all these annoying documents. I'm Canadian. I don't want to become an American citizen. No, it's easier for me. I'm Canadian. I want to get paid in my Canadian money. So whenever I get paid my royalties for my Zane's book sales, I get paid in Canadian in my Canadian royalties. So whenever I create my PayPal account, the guy will say, "Okay, Ivan, you are you gonna live in Canada? Yeah, I live in Canada. Okay, Ivan, you're gonna get paid in Canadian. Your royalties in Canadian. Yeah, and I get paid my royalties in Canadian. Samsara. I don't know, my $9 billion, $9.5 billion. I get that email confirmation. You have received $9.5 billion. I'm like, holy shit. It's mine. It's all mine. No, I'm not green like Peter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm joking there. Yeah. When you do charity, of course I will. Of course I will. I'll probably donate, before I talk about Zane's here, I'll probably donate, it depends how much money I make on a movie. If I make like $15 billion off Zanus, me and VJ can donate 200 million, 250 million towards charity. So before I said 10, 15, 20 million, because I thought I only make maybe $1 billion off Zanus. But if I make $15 billion, me and VJ can easily donate a good $250 million towards charity. Because VJ's greedy, Ivan, that's crazy. Let's donate like maybe 100 million. That's good enough. My VJ, don't be cheap. We can donate $250 million towards charity. That's good enough. Help a lot of people around the world, obviously. But I'm only going to focus on food, water, and clothing. That's it. Ivan, what about building shelter? That you can do down the road, but for now I'm going to stick to food, clothing, and water. That's good enough. The poor people in what, in Africa and the Middle East and India, you help out those people, obviously. Sorry. Now let's talk about Zanus. So Zanus, I make my $9.5 billion off Zanus. I see VJ in Los Angeles. We move to Vancouver. We settle in. What? We create we register at the Scotiabank in Vancouver. Me and VJ will be sharing the same account. I'll tell VJ, do you want a visa or not? We don't need a visa. We don't need VJ. We don't need a visa. We don't need a visa, VJ. Ivan, what about flying? You know what I'm saying? In the airport, we have to pay visa. I'm like, Visa, we have our own jet. We don't have to go to the airport anymore. We have our own private jet. We have our own pilot. We don't have to go to the airport anymore. We're not gonna fly commercial. We're gonna fly privately for our vacations. Yeah, we don't need a visa. I'll probably get a visa. I'll put maybe, I don't know, 10 million in my visa or something like that. That's good enough. I'm barely gonna use it, right? Yeah, peace out, guys. Don't hate me, guys. Yeah, me and VJ were living that life. Yeah, don't hate me. I'm saying, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, VJ's like, yeah, Ivan, I want to be a movie star with you. I want to start our films. So yeah, VJ, like, I don't want to. There's no other business I want to start, VJ. I don't care about restaurants. I worked in restaurants. I don't give a shit about restaurants. I don't care about hotels. I don't care about parks. I don't care about owning a bar would be pretty cool, but it's like what's cool about owning a bar? It's boring. Let's do something that's fun. Being a movie star, yeah, I know you was yeah, you want to be a movie star, yeah, VJ. We now have the financial control with me. You want to be a movie star, an A-list movie star? You achieved your dream. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't want to be a movie star with you. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll start Sky Sisters Entertainment. What do you think of the name, VJ? That's a beautiful name, Ivan. Sky Sisters Entertainment. Oh, that sounds so big. Yeah, Sky Studios. Yeah, I got signed by Sky Studios. I got signed by Disney Studios. I got signed by Sky Studios. Sky sounds bigger than Disney. Yeah, I can't be better in Hollywood. And now I have enough money to fund Zane's with my own cash for $1.2 billion. Which is enough. I'm not putting more money to work. That's more than enough. That's way more than enough money. I'm sorry. So 780 towards the movie, 410 towards salaries. You have to have a big budget to pay your crewmen, your cast, and your team. I can easily be cheap and have a $200 budget towards salaries, but if I do, then I have to the crewmen I have to pay them like $60K. Here's Ivan, that's good enough. I'm like, Peter, man, stop being fucking greedy and cheap and blind with greed, man. So I'm like, greedy fucking thing.